Summary of Noah and the Ark, Genesis 6-9. Noah lived in a time when humanity had become extremely wicked, and God decided to cleanse the earth through a great flood. However, Noah was a righteous man who found favor in God's eyes. Genesis 6 verse 8-9. God commanded Noah to build a massive ark to save himself, his family, and pairs of every animal species. Noah obeyed God's instructions precisely. Genesis 6 verse 22. When the ark was finished, God sent a great flood that covered the earth. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. Genesis 7 verse 12. And the waters covered even the highest mountains. Genesis 7 verse 20. Everything on earth perished, except for those in the ark. Genesis 7 verse 3. After 150 days, the waters began to recede, and the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. Genesis 8 verse 4. Once the earth dried, God instructed Noah to leave the ark. Noah built an altar and offered sacrifices to God, who promised never to destroy the earth by flood again. God gave a rainbow as the sign of this covenant. Genesis 9 verse 11-13. The flood is believed by some to have occurred around 2348 BC, although this date is debated, based on various interpretations of biblical and historical timelines. Lessons from the story. 1. Obedience to God's command. Noah obeyed God's instructions even when they seemed unusual or difficult. Building an ark in a time of no rain would have seemed irrational to others, yet Noah's obedience saved him and his family. Bible verse: Noah did everything just as God commanded him. Genesis 6:22. Lesson: obedience to God, even in the face of opposition or confusion, leads to his blessings and protection. 2. Faith in God's plan. Noah had faith that God's plan was for the greater good, even when it required patience. He spent many years building the ark and trusted God's timing, even when the rains delayed. 3. God's judgment and mercy. The flood shows both God's judgment on sin and his mercy in providing a way of escape for Noah and his family. God is just but also offers salvation to those who follow him. For the importance of righteous living. In a corrupt world, Noah remained righteous, setting an example for his family and future generations. His righteousness was rewarded with God's protection and a special covenant. 5. God's covenant and promises. After the flood, God made a covenant with Noah and humanity, symbolized by the rainbow. This teaches that God keeps his promises and desires a relationship with humanity, based on trust and faith. Bible verse: I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Genesis 9:13. Lesson: God is faithful to his promises, and his covenant offers hope and assurance to all who trust in him. Noah's story highlights the power of faith, obedience, and righteousness in a world that may not understand or support those values. His life also reminds us that God always provides a way of salvation, even in times of judgment.